the business environments. For term one, we had a look at the three different business environments, which are number one, the micro environment, number two, the market environment, and then the macro environment. I taught you guys that the macro, that we should look at these three environments as a castle in a medieval setting, or in something similar to the knights and squires that we are used to now. So we have the castle in the middle, which is the micro environment. Micro is a Greek word, which mikros, which means very small. And so in the micro environment, or the internal environment, the king has full control. The king can be compared to a business, or analyzed with, or it could be an analogy for a business. And the king or the business will dream of his kingdom, and he will go on a mission to make sure that his kingdom has a purpose and a function. So from that little analogy, we can say that the micro environment has an internal environment. In the kingdom, or in the castle, the king has full control over what happens in the business or in his kingdom, and the king will have a vision for his kingdom. He will create a mission and a purpose and the business has a specific function. So what is a vision and a mission statement? Those are the first two components that we'll look at in the micro environment. A vision statement describes where the company aspires to be upon achieving its mission. That is the theoretical textbook answer. So a vision statement describes where the company wants a community or a world to be as a result of the company's services. A vision statement is an articulation of a view of the world that your company and your people are working towards, and not what they are expected to do right now. So in other words, a vision is a dream that directs the organization over a long period of time. And next up is a goal and objectives. So the goals and objectives of a business. Goals are normally long-term plans. So in other words, 5 to 10 years, whilst objectives are short-term plans. It is very important that when a business sets goals, these goals must be SMART goals. S stands for specific, M measurable, A achievable, R relevant, and T they must have a time limit, or it must be time bound. The king must also have leadership and management. And for grade 10, you need to know the three different levels. We have junior management, they are generally in charge for day-to-day management or operational routine type decisions, whilst middle management is responsible for specific departments. They are the guys who are concerned with implementing that the plans that are made by top management is being realized. And then at the top, we have top management, which are our CEOs, our MDs, our board of directors, and they are responsible for the business as a whole. Next, we'll look at organizational culture. And organizational culture, I believe, can best be summed up as the way we do things around here. In other words, the way things are done in a specific business. By the most basic definition, a team culture is made up of the values, the beliefs, the attitudes, and the behaviors that are shared by a team. It is how people work together towards a common goal and how they treat each other. So what is organizational culture? Organizational culture determines how things are done, and it determines how the employees interact with one another. So organizational consists organizational culture consists of these three things. Consists of the beliefs, the values, and the purpose of an organization. Next, we look at the business function, and many would argue that this is the most important part with regards to the micro environment. The business functions could be seen as the main operations or the functions within the castle or within the business that makes the castle work, that makes the business work. So right at the top, we have general management. With general management, you should think of planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. Those are general management's four main roles. Planning, so planning of the goals of the and objectives. Organizing the people, the resources, and the departments. Leading, in other words, inspiring, motivating, stimulating, and empowering the people. And then controlling, which is to monitor performance and to take corrective actions. Underneath general management, we have purchasing function, the production function, and the administration function. The purchasing function is the function that is responsible for acquiring the inventory or the goods or the materials that needs to be produced. The production function is the relationship between the quantity of output and the different quantities of inputs used in the production process. In other words, it means the total output produced from the chosen quantity of various inputs. And then the admin function oversees all functions related to managing a business in a manner that leads to successfully reaching the goals and operations. Then we have two functions that I believe are closely related. They are the public relations function and the marketing function. The public relation function helps build trust and credibility with groups that are important to your organizations, whilst the marketing function is all about creating a desired image of the company within the mind of the target market and the stakeholders through functions such as market research, a marketing plan, advertising, promotions, etc., etc. Then we have the human resources function, which is responsible for the hiring and training of employees. They handle specific performance issues. They deal with relational assistance, and they provide labor law compliance. And then the final function, which I believe is the most important function, is the financial function, which is responsible for the acquiring and utilization of funds. The financial function can be seen as the lifeblood of the business. It is the source to run any organization by, and it provides money. It acquires